first 72 hours of someone's release is very critical. So it's good to have someone that you can relate to, that's been in the sandbox with you or that spent time in the cell with you, right? And you can relate to that person, and you're gonna tell that person pretty much more than you would tell your own doctor. And so that's what makes the Peer Navigator program very, very strong, because in order to help someone, you're gonna need to know what their problem is. We can hold each other accountable, we can govern each other's whereabouts and how we function, how we live, and that's support. That's the real support, because unbeknownst to many returning citizens, they need that space, that was taken away from them, that space and time where they was dreaming, where they were thinking about, their future, where they had, plans for a family or plans for a career, right? Before they took that shortcut or before they made that mistake. Incarceration is not nothing to be played with. I mean, it's a total different world. Your life can change in a split second in incarceration, so you don't have no control once you are incarcerated. All your control is taken away from you. You don't have no choice either. So it's a very sickening and dangerous community, because it's a self-governed community, and it's very violent, and so you have to be prepared for the unprepared, the things that you naturally can't be prepared for.
Racial disparity persists in the U.S. prison system. As of 2021, African Americans constitute about 33% of the overall prison population. This despite the fact that only 13% of the U.S. population is black. Former convicts often face recidivism due to systemic challenges such as limited employment opportunities, securing stable homes, or the lack of access to education.
The other thing is language, and one of the things that maybe you can talk a little bit about this is the language that we use. Returning citizen, it's got a nice ring to it. It's not a phrase that's been used a lot in my lifetime to describe you or others. It gives a sense of dignity. It describes somebody differently. It reframes the conversation. Can you talk to us about landing on those two words and what those two words mean to you and mean to others who are returning citizens?
There was a group of us that got together in D.C. And we put forth legislation before, we recommended before the city council to change the name, because this was around the time, I think, when Martha Stewart went to prison. And we just, we know that if people keep calling us convicts and ex-offenders, ex-felons, that, we're going to be judged, continue to be judged that way. So yeah, we were, that term, it came from D.C. We fought for that, and we eventually got it. And I remember, actually, because right after that, I started the National ReEntry Network for Returning Citizens right here in the city of Washington.
Courtney has helped transform the lives of returning citizens by facilitating growth, family unification, job retention. He helps to foster a safe environment for individuals looking for second chances.
What we have learned to do is kind of slow everybody down, to a pace that we can make progress at, and that's including even the people who want to support us. We want to slow them down too, because reentry, it takes time, you know what I mean? You cannot, these individuals been away for a while. So to get them to understand what is being asked of them, you got to slow them down to a pace that they can really understand it, And then you can build from that. Me representing the National ReEntry Network for Returning Citizens, I have educational goals, because I want to teach people how to treat us. I want to show the clients in particular how we're going to do things different.
National Organization for Returning Citizens. This right here is a beacon of hope. this is what it looks like. You meet us where we at. I can remember, if I can get personal for a minute.
Sure.
When I was inside, I was still wearing an orange uniform. I was in jail, man. I had a life sentence. I'm going into a focus group led by you. I walked in there and I sat down and I participated. And when I got done, you said something to me. You spoke hope to me when I was in a hopeless situation. You said, when you get home, I got a job for you. And then, to top it off, you gave me your card. You gave me your number. I called you. And those were some of the best calls I ever had. When I was in prison, you gave me hope. I will never forget that. Never. Not the job I'm doing currently right now. The fact that when I was hopeless, you gave me hope. That's what this organization is for.
We doing stuff that everybody's been telling us to do for the last 30 years, but the criminal legal system has not changed in the last 30 years. The only thing that has changed is more people are getting locked up. Everything is still the same. Recidivism is still the same. Mandatory minimums are still the same. Record sealing and expungement is still the same. So that right there is the indicators. Those are indicators that we can easily try something different. I think what it all leads to is, instead of us relying on the government, relying on other institutions and other agencies and other groups, I believe that we have to build the change that we want to see. I believe we got to do it ourselves. So that's really what the National ReEntry Network for Returning Citizens is all about.